Think Tech Hawaii. Civil engagement lives here.
Aloha and mabuhay. My name is Emmy Collado Ortega Anderson, and I want to welcome you to another episode of Pinoy Power Hawaii. First, I'd like to thank the wonderful staff of Think Tech Hawaii for allowing us the opportunity to be here on a weekly basis to share with you topics and concerns about Filipinos in Hawaii. I want to thank my guest today, the founding member of Gumil Oahu, also president of the Kalayab Association of Hawaii, also a wonderful member of the umbrella organization of Filipinos in Hawaii, UFCH, United Filipino Council of Hawaii, as well as Oahu Filipino Community Council, and many other organizations that she volunteers, and that's a good job. Without further ado, I'd like to introduce my host, Gladys May Manor. Welcome, Ate Gladys.
Hi, good morning. Thank you, Emmy, for inviting me here. First and foremost, I would like to greet everyone who's listening right now. A good aloha and good morning. Naimbaga bigatyo, magandang umaga sa inyong lahat. This morning, I have a program actually at KPRP every Sunday, and the title of my program is Ngayad ti Kannawidan ken Kultura, Kasamiten ti Historia and Literatura Ilocana, or the beauty and splendor of our cultural heritage, history, and literature, every Sunday from 10 a.m. to 12 noon. By the way, I am Gladys May Menor, was born and raised in Barangay 37, Kalayab, Lawag City, Ilocos Norte, Philippines. I came to Hawaii in 1971, and I was only 17 years old.
Wow.
Of course, yes, I experienced different, the environment, I mean, where we came from, Emmy, of course, it's old-fashioned. So I attended 1 year at Farrington High School, and then at Cannon's Business College at that time. Now it's Hild, I think. Yeah. I took business management. After a while, I work in an office and then work at the airport. After that, well, life is not easy. So I had to take that caregiving course. So I'm a full-time caregiver also.
Wow, that is so wonderful to hear, Ate Gladys. You've come all around and have served in so many different capacities and also helping us fulfill our mission. We aim to enrich, enlighten, educate, entertain. And the big word for us is to empower. And today we're going to do just that, to empower those that are involved not only in our Filipino community, but our Hawaii, in helping make Hawaii a better place to live. But our mission doesn't stop there. We also go back to the Philippines and other parts of the world where Filipinos are concentrated, and this is why the desire to want to preserve and share our Filipino culture is alive and well. And this is where Ate Gladys Menor's expertise comes into play. I know that a lot of your shows with Gumil Oahu Ate involves sharing our culture, our traits, our belief. Quickly go over some of those and how you try to relive it by sharing our Filipino culture through your activities with Gumil Oahu.
Yes, Emmy, thank you again for asking that. Yes, Gumil Oahu means Gunglo dagiti Ilocano manurat iti Oahu or Group of Ilocano Writers Associations here in Oahu. It was organized in 1996. So next month we will be celebrating our 22nd year of existence. We will have a literary workshop for those who wanted to come and learn how to start to write anything in English and Iloco. Except Tagalog, because they have their own also.
Your focus is on Ilocano culture.
Yes, Ilocano culture. So now, since we started this Go Meal, we host international conference. It's we invited members or chapters all over the world. We are the only chapter that did this. We already did 5 times. So 2 on my administration and 1 from your and the rest from the other presidents. And so it's an honor that we could host a big one like that outside the Philippines, because Gumil Philippines is our umbrella organization. So they have a national convention every year also that we participate. But then here in Oahu, since I became a president in 2001, we used to help the University of Hawaii students taking up Ilocano language, because here in Hawaii, we're the only state or university in the whole world that offer a degree in Iloco.
Wow.
Yes, so we helped that. Way back, we went to lobby so that it will become also a degree like Tagalog, because Tagalog is of Filipino, because it's our national language. So we helped from 2002 to 2007 through the professor, the leadership of Manang Presi Espirito. Now she retired, so we retired there also. But then we continue on doing this live shows, Sarsuela, which is like an opera in English, live drama, consists of Bukanegan, which is poetic joust in English, or balagtasan in Tagalog, kinantaran, folk dances, Danyo poetry, and of course singing our Iloco folk songs. Yes.
It is so wonderful to hear your efforts in preserving our culture, the things that we've grown up with, to love. And I know for myself that I'd like to see more young people, the youth, our children, to carry on this tradition. And it is a hard task sometimes, because the younger generation sometimes don't show any interest in preserving our culture.
Yes.
But you are there on a regular basis to offer these workshops, dagitoy nga oportunidad, dagitoy nga gundaway, nga mabalindang alaen, tatapno, agtultuloy iti literatura wano kultura tay nga Filipinos. And I commend you for that.
Thank you.
For wanting to continue this heritage, this legacy that we want to pass on to our children and our future generation. Now, we do have some topics today that we would like to just kind of enlighten our listeners of some of the things that they might pay attention to, like the dungaw. Daytay daniw, ken duaya.
Yeah.
So tell us about it.
Okay, I guess I have to explain this in Iloco, so that way the young generations, I'm sure they understand also, because if their parents teach them how to speak their own dialect, then they can understand. Because like me, I have 3 local daughters, and they understand our own language, because from the beginning we already taught them our own dialect. Okay, and Emmy, how this Danyo started means, you know, idiun unana adan dagiti Danyo ngar aramaten dagiti tattao, which mostly like as Ilocano. Agapo iti Danyo kadagiti dilalaeng, iti bibigda. It was not written yet at that time. It was oral. It was oral poetry. Awan tinaginanakem nga rod nga nangi-record wenno nangisurat kadagiti mayabkas akaririk na. That means their feelings, their size, or ladingit, when no pan nakapaay, no diket nagtalin na edda si bibiyag, iti kaunggan laeng, iti suliti panunod da. Ngarod, dagiti forma, o the form of daniw, amayeb kasket, isoda dagiti sumaganad, isotay duaya, duaya means lullaby, and then dungaw means wail, wail. That's how, in the form of crying.
We express our grief.
Yes, if somebody passed away or how you feel with that certain feelings, then you say dungaw. And the dalot is, there's no English in dalot. I've been researching that, but none of them wrote about the dalot in what is the English. But I was telling your manong, what is dalot? Is it chanting? No, that's not chanting, because chanting is used in religion. Yeah. So
I think in modern times, Ate Gladys, we can kind of compare it like maybe old-fashioned rapping, because
probably, yes.
You make sense and you try to use words that kind of rhymes and tell a story. Right.
Right.
But that might be a drastic comparison.
Okay.
But
well,
dalot
yes,
is alive and well. It's another expression.
It's sang, yeah. Because they use it if in courting, okay, like it used to be the style in the Philippines that the guy couldn't say whatever they feel, so they ask the old people to go with them, so that ang asawa, yes, asawa then they say it in a dalot way. They sing it how they wanted, why they wanted the lady to be the wife of the baro, the single guy.
They
Armanda, through the old people will say that in dalot.
DJ nalaklak ang amin nga express iti feeling no kasla ikantam nga aggapo iti kaunggam. So I can understand and relate to the old-fashioned way of expressing your romance or your love, your desire for that special person that you want to become as your future partner. Yeah, and it's sad, Ate, that we don't see it nowadays. It seems like that tradition or that culture is lost.
It's fading. No, and Gumilwaho, we're still doing it.
Only in Gumilwaho.
Only in Gumilwaho. That's why some of the children who come and watch, what is that? So we have to explain it to them. That was the old way of courting. Yes. So and then let's continue about the form of like Dani in poem, like in Duaya, Dungaw, Dalot, o Bukanegan, ken kanta. And you know, dagitoy ayab kas Dani ket isoda timangi pakita anam sek ni Ilocano ti karirik na sen naay asog ken ladingit. Okay, you know that one.
That is so so Filipino.
Really?
Because we wear our emotions on our sleeve. We don't hide it.
Yep.
It comes to life by our way of expression. And those are the terms that you had just gone over, whether it's dungaw, daniw, duaya, and also dalot.
Dalot.
All the D's in Filipino, Ilocano, right?
Yes. So, in dalot, like I said, maiyabkas in a daniw, in oral poetry, ket aramidan dagiti natatayangan alalakay. Lalaki, wenno babae. No kasta ang mapandamangas asawa, like I said, iti pamilya ti babayan. Ngarod, they use dalot, ti lalakyan dagiti nauneg, nasabsabungan ken makaabukay rikna. Abalikas tapno iti kasta mapurus da jay sabsabongan da abalasang.
Wow, what a great way to earn the love of that certain love interest. And that's the portion, the first part of our program today, where we have our special guest, Ate Gladys Menor, the founding member of course, Gumilwaho, and president of Kalayab Association of Hawaii. We are having our conversation on the different traditions, cultures, characteristics of the Filipinos. We will be right back with Pinoy Power Hawaii here on Think Tech Hawaii.
Hello, I'm Dave Stevens, host of the Cyber Underground. This is where we discuss everything that relates to computers that's just going to scare you out of your mind. So come join us every week here on thinktechhawaii.com, 1 p.m. on Friday afternoons. And then you can go see all our episodes on YouTube. Just look up the Cyber Underground on YouTube. All our shows will show up. And please follow us. We're always giving you current, relevant information to protect you, keeping you safe. Aloha.
Hey, Stan the Energy Man here on Think Tech Hawaii, and they won't let me do political commentary, so I'm stuck doing energy stuff, but I really like energy stuff, so I'm going to keep on doing it. So join me every Friday on Stan the Energy Man at lunchtime, at noon, on my lunch hour. We're going to talk about everything energy, especially if it begins with the word hydrogen. We're going to definitely be talking about it. We'll talk about how we can make Hawaii cleaner, how we can make the world a better place, just basically save the planet. Even Miss America can't even talk about stuff like that anymore. We got it nailed down here. So we'll see you on Friday at noon with Stan the Energy Man. Aloha.
Welcome back to the second portion of Pinoy Power Hawaii. Thank you again to Think Tech Hawaii for giving us the opportunity to discuss issues and matters that concerns our Filipino community. Today we have a pleasure of having a conversation with Ate Gladys Menor. She is the founding president, founding member of course, Gumil Oahu, and also the current reigning president of the Kalayap Association of Hawaii. So we were talking earlier about the different Ds, Dungaw, Daniw, Dalot, and the other one, Ate?
Dwaya.
Dwaya, which is a lullaby. We're gonna talk about other things like drama, which is another D.
Yes. I know.
Sarsuela. And the things that you would like to leave as a legacy in your hope of continuing on or preserving these traits, these ways or these characteristics that Filipinos truly have in our hearts.
Yes, thank you again, Emmy. I would like to touch about Sarsuela. That's what we've been doing, or the drama, or Bukanegan. And this Sarsuela is like an opera, or I know you watch the No Limitang Here. It's a musical drama. Instead of you're expressing it all, just saying it, you sing it also. So we've been doing this for how many years? We started live drama way back in 2004, and we've been showing it in different schools here, like August Arends, Waipahu Intermediate School, Kapalam Elementary, and also in Maui at the Binhi at Ani, and of course our very own Philcom Center. So a lot of old people, especially our audience, because we portray in the Sarsuela about the life of the Sakadas, or we call it Hawaiiano actually. Sakada is a Hiligaynon term. It's not Ilocano.
Oh, it's not? Okay.
It's not. You remember when we were young yet in the Philippines, when somebody come home, we call them Hawaiianos. Hawaiianos.
Yes.
So Sakada is a Hiligaynon term. Yes. And now we have a good script writer, because we portray this Sakada is a true story actually, about the life, how they work in the plantation, how they survive, and how they succeed, or how, I mean, not all of them successful. Some did not make it also. It was a very hard time, because we started in 1946, circa 1946, because we didn't want to touch before the war. So we started when the Hawaii Sugar Planters Association recruited OFWs. Actually, they were the first OFW, overseas Filipino workers. So they were the first contract workers. They are the heroes actually, because the Sakadas, they came here to sacrifice just to have a better life with their family. And then about the story of the Zarzuela, that I wanted to touch it because three young men came to Hawaii. One is married. Actually, two of them married and one single. So it was the first couple, which is portrayed by Manong Rizal and Mila Fernandez. They were married already at that time. So three of them. And then the second couple, which is me and Manong Eddie Bueno, I was pregnant at that time when he left. And the other couple is Emily Indamo and the current president now of Gumilwaho, June Bermisa. They were both single. But the thing is, June Bermisa, he portrayed no read, no write. The other one, they know how to read and write. But then, would you believe at the end that the person who doesn't know how to read and write, he was the one who succeeded? Yes. But then, the story of Manong Rizal, he portrayed the life of the Filipinos in the plantation area. They had sabong or kakfay.
It's an important part of our culture.
Yes, because they brought Japalot. It's our culture. So they brought that kawitan when the first one who came to Hawaii, he brought that kawitan. So that's our culture. So we portray that also.
And the kawitan is here to stay.
Yes.
All right.
Yes. And then he used to run a bar, and then, all this kind of so that's why he was bankrupt. Until he realized that he already forgot his family. And then me, I was pregnant at that time. He also forgot me. For 20 years, he did not come back to the Philippines. He found a Portuguese lady that he lived with, and then he worked. He had the union. They used to fight for union so that they have a better
representation.
Yes, and a salary in order to have a better. But then they have rallies and everything like that. He went to jail at that time. But then he forgot us already. I was left behind with one son, and I worked hard just to raise him by myself. I only found out the story when the other guy went to the Philippines and visit his family, he already, he wanted to go back now with the wife and the kids. And so what happened? He forgot us. And then the third couple, which is he did not write the girlfriend for 3 years. Of course, he didn't know how to read and write.
Right.
He couldn't tell what was happening right there. So when he went back, the girlfriend already pregnant because he married somebody else, because he didn't know what happened to him already. It's a very, I just don't want to talk the whole story, but it's gonna be a happy ending.
Well, tell us about when is this show? So
this coming November, second week, Saturday at August Errands. I would like to invite everyone. We already showed this Zarzuela, but they always ask us to repeat it. So, like I said, the story of the Sakadas or the Hawaiianos, we all succeeded. Now they become politicians, doctors, they are all in their own field of, what do you call this one? Whatever.
Chosen career.
Chosen career, yes. And so now, us here, Filipinos, we are already up there. They don't see us anymore down there. But the main thing is that we carry our own custom and tradition, and let us not forget to teach our children our history.
It's wonderful how you retold the story, Ate, and you're going to bring it to life and to play.
Yes.
And this is a fair representation of some of the examples, the struggles, the trials, the determination of the Sakadas and what they did, what they had to do to succeed.
Yeah.
So tell us more of the legacy that you want to leave behind.
I wanted to leave behind to our younger generation to, continue preserve our culture and tradition by way of, taking up the Ilocano courses or Tagalog, whatever the region you came from, so that it will carry on until the end or for the rest of our lives. And let us remember that wherever we are, wherever we will be, we are always that Ilocano tribe that we carry for the rest of our lives. Nothing can change that, and I'm proud to be Ilocano, especially Filipino.
Well, that's a sign of a true Ilocano who wants to leave her legacy and continue and leave it for future generations. I really want to thank you, Ate Gladys, for taking the time out to be with us, to share or give us a glimpse of the struggles, like I said, the trials, the kiti adung panlubo kiti biag ni Ilocanos. But nevertheless, ate, gapo iti daytay gundaway wano daytoy desire tayong agbalaigi isong dagitoy ket panubok moral leksyon iti biag tayo tatapno agsayaat agprogreso ti biag tayo nga Filipinos.
Yes.
And after all, we are proud of the fact, ate, that we are the largest minority group dito'y Hawaii. Ket no tiyempo ti politika ket apo aglilinom ba iti politicians nga mga lukoy ti rikna tayo tatapno maala dati botos ni Filipino.
Yes.
And we are known to swing the vote.
Yep.
And I just wanted to share that without being political because it's a fact.
Yes, it's a fact, Emmy. We have the right to vote. Of course, you choose who you think that can serve better. Kaslatay ko na, hawan agpipinadakas because I'm sure nga they can do their job to serve the people, to serve the community. But lastly, I know we almost gonna wrap up. I would like to thank you for giving me the opportunity to have a program at KPRP so that I will continue to educate, especially the younger generation, about our culture, our tradition, literature, and history of the Filipinos.
Well, thank you again, Ate Gladys Menor. That wraps up another Pinoy Power Hawaii episode here on Think Tech Hawaii. And again, I want to thank you for taking the time out. We will invite you once again because we have more to share.
Oh, thank you.
We want to encourage all of our viewers to keep tuning in to Pinoy Power Hawaii. And this is every Tuesday live 10 a.m. From the heart of the paradise of the Pacific, which is Hawaii. We want to say mahalo, maraming salamat po, and mabuhay.